There is no sleep as gentle as the one that rests in forgiveness, no stillness deeper than the heart that knows it has been made clean. When grace covers you, the soul finally breathes again. Tonight, you don't have to earn rest. You can simply receive it. Because true calm is not found in perfection, but in pardon. And in the quiet of this night, God invites you to lay down the weight of guilt and rest in His mercy. So stay with me. We will walk together through this moment, not rushing, but slowly, breathing with the rhythm of His grace. You'll feel your heart settle, your thoughts quiet, your body sink into the stillness that only God can give. Because tonight, you're not alone in your room. You are surrounded by love, the kind that holds galaxies together and still cares for your smallest fear. By the word of the Lord, the heavens were made. That's what Psalm 33 declares. Think about that for a moment. God spoke, and stars appeared. He whispered, and oceans obeyed. Every breath of His voice became the rhythm of creation itself. Have you ever looked at the night sky and felt small? The same word that told the sun to shine is the word that watches over you now. His word keeps time, like a heartbeat for the universe. Every sunrise is proof that He has not stopped holding all things together. If He can sustain the stars, He can sustain your soul. If He can command the sea to stay in its boundary, He can command peace to dwell within your mind. So tonight, as you lie under His sky, remember this: you are not forgotten. You are held by the same power that spoke existence into being. You can rest, because His word still stands. Maybe your life feels chaotic right now. Relationships uncertain, plans undone, dreams scattered. But even when everything feels out of control, the Word of God has not lost its authority. He still speaks, and His voice still creates calm out of chaos. It's the same voice that says, "Peace, be still." And the storm quiets, both outside and within. Taste and see that the Lord is good. These words are not a suggestion. They are an invitation, not just to hear about God, but to experience Him. Not just to believe from a distance, but to draw near and feel His presence. Have you ever noticed how the most broken hearts often feel Him the closest? Because the Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. If you've been walking through a season of loss or silence or unanswered prayers, He is nearer than you realize. He bends low to hear your sighs, the ones you never say out loud, and He calls you His own. Sometimes we think God is only found in strength, in victory, in healing, in answered prayers. But He is also found in the moments when we have nothing left to give. When all we can say is, "Lord, I'm tired." When our faith feels small, our hope dim. That's when His goodness becomes most visible, because it meets us where we are, not where we think we should be. Try this tonight. Close your eyes and whisper a simple prayer. God, let me taste your goodness again. And as you breathe in, let His peace fill your chest. Let His presence wrap around you like a soft blanket of mercy. You don't have to fix everything. You only have to open your heart and let Him in. There are nights when memories haunt you, nights when mistakes echo louder than peace. But forgiveness is not a feeling. It's a fact secured by the cross. You are already loved, already redeemed, already forgiven. The enemy wants to remind you of what you did, but God reminds you of who you are. You are His. So when guilt tries to visit you in the dark, you can answer back with truth. My sins are covered. My soul is restored. My God is good. And in that declaration, you will find freedom. The grace that saved you is the same grace that sustains you. You are not too far gone. You are not too broken. And you are not alone. Because the God who spoke stars into being has never stopped speaking life into yours. I remember a night years ago when I couldn't sleep. The guilt of past mistakes played over and over in my mind like a film I couldn't turn off. I had said things I couldn't take back. I had hurt people I loved. And no matter how many times I prayed, peace wouldn't come. Until one night, I read Psalm 34 out loud. Slowly, with tears running down my face, I sought the Lord, and He answered me. He delivered me from all my fears. Those words didn't just comfort me, they changed me. Because for the first time, I realized I didn't have to chase forgiveness. It was already chasing me. Since then, I've learned that peace isn't found in fixing everything. It's found in surrender. When I stopped striving, God started restoring. And maybe that's what He wants to do for you tonight. He wants to meet you in the mess, not after you clean it up. He wants to whisper, "You are forgiven. You are mine. Rest now." So take a deep breath. Let the tension leave your shoulders. You've been trying so hard to be strong, but you don't have to tonight. You can let your soul be still. You can trust that grace has done the work. You can rest in the one who never sleeps nor slumbers. Even when the world feels fragile, God's goodness remains firm. Even when your heart trembles, His mercy stands unshaken. Even when you feel unworthy, He calls you beloved. Close your eyes now. Picture a gentle glow at the edge of night. Warm, quiet, steady. It settles over the room. That light is His love, drawing near to you. No darkness can swallow what He has already given. No failure can undo what His mercy has spoken. No fear can outshout the kindness of His heart. You are safe. You are forgiven. You are loved. Let your breathing slow and rest in that truth. When sleep begins to gather at your eyelids, remember this: He keeps watch while you rest in His care. His nearness is the lullaby your soul can trust. And if your heart still aches from unkind arrows, hear me. You did your best, yet the wounds still sting tonight. Misunderstood, betrayed, hurt by those once called friends. Your whisper rises, "God, why me? Why now?" If that is you, this prayer is for you. Peace won't come through payback, but through release. Strength may be quiet, yet it still overcomes. There is a defender who stands at your side. He fights for you when you cannot fight anymore. So take a deep breath. Let your shoulders drop. And let's journey through Psalms 35 to 37 together. A meditation for the soul that is tired of fighting alone. By the end of this night, you'll see that victory looks different in God's kingdom. It's not about proving yourself. It's about trusting the one who already knows your heart. Psalm 35 begins with a cry, "Contend, Lord, with those who contend with me." It's the voice of someone cornered, surrounded, betrayed, falsely accused. Maybe that's you right now, facing rumors you didn't start, pain you didn't deserve, battles you never wanted. David didn't ask for vengeance. He asked for vindication. He didn't say, "Let me win." He said, "Lord, fight for me." That's where peace begins. Not in the desire to strike back, but in the surrender that says, "God, you are my salvation." There's a holy quiet that comes when you step out of the courtroom of human judgment and let God be your advocate. When you stop rehearsing the defense in your head and start resting in His justice. Because His justice doesn't forget. His timing doesn't fail, and His love doesn't miss a single detail. Maybe tonight, you need to release that anger you've been holding, the one that's been eating at you quietly, keeping you awake, stealing your peace. God says, "Let me carry that for you." He will defend you better than you could ever defend yourself. He will restore your dignity in ways your words never could. So pray this softly tonight. Lord, you are my defender. I trust you to stand for me, and let that truth be the lullaby that puts your soul to rest. Psalm 36 paints a contrast, a world divided between darkness and light. The wicked whisper deceit in their hearts, but the love of God reaches to the heavens. Have you ever walked through a night that felt too long to end? A season where good seemed silent and evil seemed to win? That's the valley Psalm 36 describes. But even there, a single line pierces the dark. In your light, we see light. Imagine that. You're a traveler lost in the wilderness. No map, no direction, just the black silence of night. And then, a faint glow ahead, a lantern burning steady. That's God's light. Not the blinding flash of instant answers, but the faithful glow that guides step by step. In His light, you begin to see things clearly again. You see that you were never truly alone. You see that grace was walking beside you even when the road was hidden. You see that every shadow only proves the existence of light. Maybe tonight you feel unseen, unheard, uncertain. But even here, in this quiet, trembling space, God's light is finding you, and it's enough. Whisper it with me. Lord, in your light, I see light again. Let that confession settle your breathing. Let His presence illuminate the dark corners of your heart. Because every sunrise begins with someone willing to trust the night won't last forever. Do not fret because of evildoers. Psalm 37 says, do not envy those who seem to prosper. Because the truth is, what looks like success without God is only noise without peace. We live in a world obsessed with speed, with competition, with comparison. Someone else gets the promotion, the recognition, the relationship you prayed for. And your heart aches, asking, why not me, Lord? But the psalmist reminds us, the meek shall inherit the earth. Those who wait on God will see what the world cannot see. Because patience is not weakness. It's faith stretched over time. When you trust God's timing, you stop running after things not meant for you. You stop forcing doors that were never yours to open. You learn to rest, even when others rush ahead. In God's kingdom, the reward is not about being first. It's about being faithful. He measures your heart, not your hurry. And while the world chases temporary crowns, you're being shaped for an eternal one. So don't lose heart if it seems like others are thriving. God's plan for you is unfolding quietly, precisely, beautifully, right on time. You don't have to compete for what's already promised. Just keep walking. Keep trusting. Keep sowing kindness, even when no one sees. Because in due season, you will reap, and it will be worth every wait. I used to think trusting God meant being passive, doing nothing while life passed by. But I learned it's the opposite. Trust is active surrender. It's waking up every day saying, Lord, I'll do what you ask, even when I don't understand why. Years ago, I went through a season where someone I trusted deeply turned against me. I wanted to defend myself, to clear my name. I stayed up late, replaying conversations, writing words I'd never send. But one night, I read Psalm 35. And a single verse changed everything. Say to my soul, I am your salvation. I wept because I realized I didn't need everyone to understand me. I just needed God to be my defender. From that moment, peace came. Not because the situation changed, but because I did. I stopped chasing justice and started trusting the judge. And in time, he restored everything I thought I'd lost. Even better, he restored my peace. Maybe that's what he wants to do for you tonight. Not just fix your circumstances, but heal your heart. So tonight, if you feel wronged or weary or left behind, remember this: God sees, God knows, God defends. You don't have to strive to be noticed. The one who shaped your soul already knows your name. You don't have to chase after rewards. Every good thing meant for you is already written in his plan, and you don't have to fear the dark. Even here, his light keeps burning quietly inside you. Let his word steady your thoughts. Let his justice carry the weight you've been holding. Let his timing unfold the story you can't yet see. As you close your eyes tonight, whisper this prayer: Lord, I trust you to defend me. I rest beneath your light. I wait for your perfect time. Now breathe. The battle is no longer yours. It belongs to him. And the same God who calls the stars by name is guarding your peace tonight. If your heart feels tired, stay a while. You are not forgotten. You are not beyond mercy. There's still room for you in the shelter of his grace. Because when everything else fades, one truth remains: God's mercy is the last safe place to rest. And tonight, we will journey through Psalms 38 and 39, two ancient prayers for weary hearts. They teach us that when pain, guilt, and time all seem to press against us, God still whispers, "Come home to me." So take a deep breath. Let the air fill your lungs slowly. Let your thoughts settle like dust. This is not just another prayer. It's a returning. It's your soul remembering where it belongs. David's words in Psalm 38 are raw. They are not neat, not polished, not filtered. He says, "My bones are in pain. My heart groans within me. My guilt has overwhelmed me like a burden too heavy to bear." Have you ever felt that way? When even your own thoughts accuse you? When shame feels heavier than sorrow? When you can't tell whether your heart is breaking from sin or from sorrow? That's where David was, in a place where both his body and mind were falling apart. But here's the beauty. He didn't run from God. He ran to him. When everything inside you says you're too far gone, God says, "You're still mine." Grace doesn't wait for you to be strong. It finds you when you collapse. It sits beside you in the ashes and whispers, "Be still. You are forgiven." Sometimes we think faith means pretending to be fine. But true faith is confessing, "I'm not okay, but I still believe you are good." That's what Psalm 38 teaches us, that honesty is the beginning of healing. God is not repelled by your weakness. He is drawn to it. Because where the wound is deepest, that's where his mercy flows the strongest. So tonight, if your heart feels tired, if guilt keeps circling like a storm, lay it all down. Tell him the truth. He already knows. And grace will meet you there. Then comes Psalm 39, a quiet reflection, a man staring into the mirror of his own mortality. He says, "Lord, make me know my end, and what is the measure of my days? You have made my life as nothing before you. Surely every man is but a breath." Think about that. A breath. Here one moment, gone the next. Like mist rising from a field in the early morning, only to vanish when the sun appears. Life moves fast. We chase so much, achievement, approval, security. But when the night grows still, none of it lasts. Only love does. Only grace. Only God. Have you ever watched dew glisten on the grass at dawn? It sparkles, so alive, so beautiful, and then it's gone. That's how fragile life is. But instead of despair, the psalmist responds with faith. My hope is in you. He's saying, if life is fleeting, then let my trust be eternal. If the world fades, then let my heart cling to what never dies. Because when we anchor our hope in God, even short lives become meaningful. Your days may be brief, but they can burn bright with purpose. Your breath may be small, but it can carry prayers that echo into eternity. And that's the wisdom of Psalm 39. To see time not as an enemy, but as a teacher that points us back to God. So tonight, as you breathe in and out, remember, every breath is a gift, every heartbeat a reminder, every sunrise another chance to hope again. 3 keys to peace: forgive, trust, wait. As we move through both Psalms, a pattern begins to appear. 3 quiet keys that open the door to peace. Forgive, because holding on to guilt is like clutching thorns. You only bleed more deeply. God's forgiveness is not partial. It's complete. When He says, you are forgiven, He means forever. Trust, because life will not always make sense. You will not always understand why things happen the way they do. But trust says, even when I can't see His hand, I believe in His heart. And finally, wait, because waiting is not wasting time. It's preparing the soul. It's learning that silence can be sacred space and that hope often grows slow, like seeds under the soil. Forgive, trust, wait. 3 simple words, yet they hold the power to transform a restless heart into one that can finally rest. There was a night I remember clearly. I was exhausted, not just physically, but spiritually. I had failed someone I loved deeply, and the guilt wouldn't leave. I prayed, but it felt like my prayers hit the ceiling and fell back down. I couldn't feel God, only shame. Then one night, I read Psalm 38, and one line pierced through the silence. I am feeble and crushed. I groan because of the turmoil of my heart. I realized David was praying what I couldn't say. His pain gave words to mine. So I whispered through tears, God, I can't fix this, but I still want you. And in that moment, it was as if peace wrapped around me. Not because the problem was gone, but because His presence entered the room. Since then, I've learned something simple but life-changing. You don't need perfect faith to be loved. You just need an honest heart. Because grace isn't earned, it's embraced. If this prayer speaks to you tonight, pause for a moment. Whisper your own words to God. You can say, Lord, have mercy on me. Teach me to trust you again. And if you're still listening, leave a comment below. Write the words, my hope is in you. Let it be your declaration of faith tonight. When you do, you're not just typing words. You're joining a community of believers who are learning to rest in grace together. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to this channel so you can walk with us through more nightly prayers like this, where faith finds its voice in the quiet. So as this night unfolds, let forgiveness be your pillow. Let trust be your blanket. And let patience be the gentle rhythm that rocks your soul to sleep. Because when you forgive, you are free. When you trust, you are safe. And when you wait, you are growing. Close your eyes now. Breathe slowly. The God who held David is holding you too. You are not your failures. You are His beloved. And as the night grows still, may your last thought be simple. My hope is in you. And in that hope, May you finally rest. May your night rest beneath His mercy, and may your morning rise wrapped in His peace.